that you are turning into that master blogger. And you've made you showed some proof with the company that you're with, that's Feeder Matrix. Would you consider that your primary program?
Yes, Feeder Matrix is my primary business.
Okay. Do you have something else that you work on the side other than Feeder, or is that kind of your main focus right now?
Well, I'm really a tool girl. I love the tools. I love 2 a.m. traffic because I do conference calls, training, and I tell people that the two top ways. What is all that? the, t- the two the two ways that I generate traffic is videos and blogging.
Okay.
So I'm all about tools. I do have a secondary business that I just joined, and that's the free toolbox, and I'm using that as a feeder. Well, I'm using Feeder Matrix as a feeder into the free toolbox.
Okay, and you kind of answered my my first and second question, which were going to be, what exactly would you consider your best, source of advertising? And you said would be what, blogging and video marketing right now.
Right. Well, actually, it's blogging because my YouTube channel has shut down for the third time, and I'm really kind of mad about it. And because not all of my videos are about my primary business.
Okay.
What you and Chris talk about, the value and the content that you put in your blogs does not always have to be about your business. Well, what I put into my videos, is training on how to do things on Facebook, like how to join groups on Facebook, how to build your friends list, how to post banner ads, those types of things. So I've made all my videos unlisted now so that I can just deliver them as training. So my number one way to drive traffic now is blogging.
Is blogging? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well that sounds good. What we're gonna do is, Vicky, we're gonna move on to I think we
Hey, I have one more question for Vicky.
Sure.
Hey, Vicky, if there's one thing that we could add to 2 a.m. traffic to make it better for you guys, what do you think? What's one thing out of your list of things? What's the most important thing that you think we should bring to the table for you guys?
Okay, so that's real funny that you should say that because it's like you and Keith are like the major Santas when it comes to delivering gifts to us. And right now, I don't want anything else. I need to learn how to do everything that you already have in there. So I can't really say that I'm lacking anything. It's like we are just so blessed with what all you guys are putting into AM traffic, with our pro blog and then the elite blog. It's amazing.
Well, thank you for that, Vicky.
Absolutely.
Keith, go ahead, brother.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to say we had two people join. Keith Jones, how's it going, man? We appreciate you being here. And the other person, I'm not sure who we have here. If you want to announce yourself, I know you're on mute right now, but if you want to just go ahead and announce yourself so we know who we're talking with here. We can always get back to them. Also, guys, if you think you're hearing any background noise from your, from your video over there, you can always just mute your mic out until we get to you. But if you don't have any noise, you don't really have to worry about it. So what we're going to do is skip over to Leroy. Leroy, I don't really know you too well, and I think you're somewhat new into AM traffic. Is that correct?
I'm new to everything.
Okay, you're new to everything. So why don't we start with you? Just tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm 60 years old. Kind of consider myself a novice even on the computer, but I'm trying to kind of learn how to create an income online. I don't know how I got the 2 a.m. traffic. I came in through Keith, or I should have. And right now, building some websites that for some of my passions, one of which feeding starving kids, and getting ready to go live with it pretty quick. So I'm just learning. That's all I can say. I live up in Kansas, small town. Just have a full-time job, but
Okay.
I send
So
all my.
are you using the blog right now, Leroy? Have you actually
No,
added content to the blog?
actually, what I ended up doing, I am such a non-techie. I have hired a guy to show me some of the basics, and uh, he's a local guy that built a couple websites for me. So no, I haven't effectively started using it. So
So what Chris asked Vicky there, you know, is there anything that you would like to see added to 2 a.m. traffic? I mean, do you think there's anything confusing back there that doesn't make sense, or is there something that we should add that's not back there currently?
I don't think so, Keith. I mean, like I said, I'm fairly new to this, so I mean, what's there? If I knew how to utilize it to its fullest, I think would be a good start for people like me. You know, uh, I don't know what your perfect customer would look like. Kind of on the different hangouts I've been on, I think it's probably beginners, along with being able to utilize the 2 a.m. traffic name to get high rankings. So.
Okay. I think we're getting a little feedback there. I'm not sure where that's coming from, on whose end.
Yeah, I'm hearing that too. Hey, Keith Jones, I just muted you because I heard some background noise on your end, but now I can't unmute you, man. Can you unmute yourself? Keith Jones? If you hover over your image, man, and there's a little arrow that'll appear, and if you...
I unmute myself?
Okay,
just
yeah, there
now?
you go. All right, cool. I was just making sure you could do that. Good deal. All right, sorry about that, Keith.
Oh, that's fine. So one last question for Leroy, and then we might as well move on to Keith. Leroy, do you have any business you would consider your primary business right now that you promote? That
Yeah, Corners Alliance Group. I actually joined that through Keith also.
Can you say that one more time?
Four Corners Alliance Group.
Gotcha. Okay.
What is that? I'm just kind of curious.
I don't know how new they are. Basically, they are deliver digital products to do with managing your money, credit card debt, things of that nature. It's a one-time $18 sign up, and all upgrades come out of profits. You don't have any monthly draws out of your account or anything else.
Cool.
Okay. Well, thank you for that, Leroy. Let's move on to Keith. Keith, you've been around for pretty much since the start of 2 a.m. traffic. We appreciate you. You're definitely up there with Vicky. You know, one of the top affiliates, if not the top. And we just want to hear a little bit about you. So can you just give us a little bit about your background and what you would consider your primary program?
Yeah, Keith. Hello and welcome to everyone on this Hangout tonight. This is actually my first time ever joining a Hangout. And this is pretty interesting, and it appears to be exciting. Keith, if you remember, I've been around with you way back in the day with, I believe it was GBG.
Yes, sir.
And also Free and Powerful. And I've done a lot of things on the internet. And, you know, I've been involved in, back in the early 80s with multi-level marketing, mail order marketing, and then I got into the internet. You know, I enjoy what I'm doing with 2 a.m. traffic, because I remember when this first started, you know, and I told you, hey, I'm not a blogger. I don't like to type. I didn't like to really communicate with people. I didn't look at myself as being a leader, but the more I have done things, and I went back to folks that followed me, they said, hey, you need to be in the lead doing something. So I just jumped into the 2 a.m. traffic platform, and I just began to blog. I found articles. I used the tools that are back there, which are great. And I noticed that my traffic started soaring. But I know you had asked me one time, well, you know, people to contact me and ask me what I'm doing to get this traffic. Well, one of the things I do is if I have members on my team and they are not bloggers and they don't want to blog, I have them all promote my blog link, and I promote for them using that blog link. And it has driven the traffic through the roof.
It's a great idea.
So, you know, that's one way that I do it to get traffic to the blog. And it also helps members because I'm helping them like Vicky does with her programs. I'm helping them to recruit and build their team along the way. Anything else you want to?
Well, okay, so let me just make sure I get it. So basically what you've created is almost like a rotator in a way where you ask the people to promote, you know, your blog link, and in return you're going to either put them on a rotator on your blog or advertise.
Exactly.
Okay. That's key. I got to give it to you, man. That's a really intelligent idea, and you know, and you're saying this is for the people that aren't into blogging, so it's not like you're telling somebody, hey, just go here and promote my blog. This is after they've basically turned the blogging aspect of it down.
Exactly. I give them that option, whether it's using 2 a.m. traffic, whether they're doing blogger.com. If they're not blogging at all and they have no interest in it, then, you know, we have all the members on our team promote. So, you know, when you look at it, you know, I've done a lot of programs. I've been in the nutritional, and I'm doing all that. So I kind of switched over to And Thanks to You, and as Leroy said, the Four Corners Alliance, and he's one of the members of our team.
Okay.
And just with And Thanks to You, in less than 4 weeks, we have over 700 members on our team.
Wow.
Just doing this particular strategy as they come along. You're not a blogger, okay, guys. Hey, here's the link. This is promoting all of us, and that's what we do.
Okay. Well, hey guys, if we could take even one thing away from the training tonight or this hangout, I think, you know, what Keith, what you just shared with us there, that makes a lot of sense to me. So you may be new in your venture, and you may think to yourself, well, hey, I don't even have anyone on the team yet. But you have to think big, and you have to think in advance and say, you know what, if I continue to push through, I will get to a point where I have 5 or 10 or 20 people. And at that point, I think we all need to take a piece out of what Keith's doing. So would you say that the Four Corners Alliance is your main focus right now, or do you have something that...
Well, what it is, it's a combination of 2 programs, And Thanks to You, which is very similar to Feeder Matrix. It's a member-to-member payment program. And then they upgrade from their profits to each level. Four Corners operates the same way, but the beauty of the Four Corner Alliances is that you don't have to go in your PayPal account and take a transaction ID and go back to a site and implement it. What happens is they upgrade you from your profits as you earn them, and it's a 4x6 matrix.
Okay.
And again, as Leroy mentioned, they have been around for over 7 years selling digital products around financial education, which is the thing that I think every family needs, is to learn how to manage their money, how to buy gold and silver, you know, how to invest in real estate. So as you go through each level, then you'll be access to each one of those digital products. And they have 2 matrices, one which if you know, you max it out, you can earn up to $550,000. And then there's a second matrix that's a monthly residual, and that's where when you reach a level 5, every member purchases a $29 a month newsletter subscription, and you earn from those profits of those people there. So the potential with this program, it's really great. So that's why I kind of stopped. I dropped the nutritional. I moved over to these 2 components, and they're working very well for our members. And we're starting to get a lot of quote unquote people who call themselves gurus to join this company. It just touched the surface. In 6 months, this thing will explode. I think like no one's business. So that's what we're doing. I have a great team of leaders working with me, a lot of great members, and we do exactly what we're supposed to do. We pick up our telephone when they call us. We send them emails and we inform them to what's going on. So, you know, and we'll take a newbie right from the beginning and walk them through step by step. I was on the phone just before this call for 5 hours with one person.
Wow.
Not many people would do that because we always find we're too busy. We have too much time. But I'm like Vicky. Vicky, I'm a former school teacher. So I know what it takes, what needs to happen in terms of teaching and training, being a good mentor and being a good coach, as well as a good leader. So, you know, I do this because I really enjoy it. I have a passion for it. I also promote the 2 a.m. traffic blog. Keith, I started using your 75,000 you know, credit thing, and if you noticed, I kind of got about 4 new signups that upgraded.
Oh yeah, definitely. You're doing really well, Keith. So keep up the good work. And I'm going to jump back to you in just a second because I have another question I want to ask you. But I want to hear from Tony. Tony, you're fairly new in the industry too, right? Like, I mean, I know that you were in Lavelle. Is that your primary program still that you're focused on, or?
Yes, Lavelle. I just got involved with Lavelle, and I guess I reached their first VIP steps. I'm not diehard Lavelle in terms of I don't foresee myself doing that like for a very, very long time. I love the product.
Okay.
I just want to do something more. I think I'm looking to create an avenue of income so that I can teach other people how to do that. So I think listening to what the last gentleman said, I kind of foresee something, you know, of that type, and, you know, kind of feel inspired right now to join his team too.
Okay, great. Well, let's why don't you tell everybody just a little bit about yourself real quick, just kind of like how you got in and what you you know, plan on doing in this industry, and just a little bit, and then we can kind of, I think we still hear from Patricia after that, so sorry.
I'm a little novice, you know, to this whole social media and making money out of it. I was just a adamant Facebooker, and I just thought to myself, wait a minute, if I'm posting on Facebook every 15 minutes, why wouldn't I be able to, you know, generate money out of it? I think if you spend any amount of time with me, you'll know I'm a talker, and I've always thought, man, if you could just put that onto paper, you know.
Yeah.
And I am very interested in a lot of different types of things. So and I'm a passionate person, so I believe I'll make a good blogger, but it is something new to me, so I'm still just trying to figure out, well, how do I make a little money on this, you know? So I'm very new, but I'm gonna be patient, and I'm loving your training and your mentoring and coaching. It's so personal that I'm really loving it, and I think I'm here for the whole.
Okay. Well, thank you for sharing that with us. One thing that you would like to see in 2 a.m. traffic, I know you're still kind of new, but is there something that when you go in the back office, is there anything that you feel that it's lacking, or even the blog for that matter?
I think if we could maybe have like something that gives you a concrete, like a PDF that tells you step 1, step 2, step 3, because the way I came in was that I had been doing a search about Lavelle to see if there was anything out there that would explain a little more maybe against it, and I saw a young man who had something on YouTube, and I went ahead and listened to that, and then that's how I came across 2 a.m. and it all happened really fast after that. Like when I saw 2 a.m. and heard what your introductions were and presentations, and I basically spent the night, you know, till the wee hours of the morning just listening to YouTubes, and I was like, wow, that's outrageous that there's this whole market. And, you know, if a lot of people are like me, we don't even know about it. And, you know, so then I joined as, I guess is the regular membership, and right away I was so kind of enthralled, and I went ahead and joined the Elite. And I'm very curious out of this call. I'm wondering if because we're on it, we're going to know what the diamond fee is.
I don't know. You have to ask Chris about that one.
So yeah, I'm just like trying to really make sense of it. But what I would love is maybe, because since I did that when I first went into the back office of the first area, not the blogging area, I was looking at all the videotapes, and the videotapes are they're kind of disconnected from the step to step. You know, it wasn't so coherent for me. But then later I found out that I had to hit fast track, but there was no way as a new person for me to have known that at all. So I think maybe, and I don't know if I missed an email here or there, but I thought if I would have got an email with kind of like a link PDF that tells me, here are your first 3 mandatory steps to take that will help you out right away, I would have skipped continuing to view all these videos trying to just make sense of it, because that's kind of what happened to me. I was just looking for those great videos that Chris talks about, and so I just kept going to them to try to, but it was like trying to put pieces of a puzzle together. It wasn't like now after we spoke that you sent me over to Fast Track, and then I started to make some sense of stuff, and I really appreciated that. So, and a glossary, because like for example, for me, I mean, I just discovered what SEO is, or search engine optimization, and so I'm a real novice, so I don't know.
Hey, that's great. We need this kind of feedback, and I appreciate that.
No
doubt. All right, so let's go to Patricia, and then Chris, if you want, I don't know if you want to share anything about the new membership. That's entirely up to you.
If you're down with it, I'm down with it, brother.
Then what we'll do is we're gonna ask everyone together too. Tony, so far, you've given us some good constructive criticism. I still got to get to you, Keith, and figure out what you think. I know, Vicky, you said you like it the way it is, but for people that don't give us anything on tonight's webinar, I'm just going to give you a little piece of homework and say, if you go into 2 a.m. traffic and you start looking around, even if you had to be real nitpicky about something, and we appreciate you, Vicky, saying, hey, it looks really good, but if you had to get real nitpicky about something, go in there and find something and say, you know what, it's not that it's bad, but we just, maybe we can make it better by doing this. We just want to hear from everybody. And if you truly feel like there's nothing that we can enhance, then that's fine too. But we just want to try to...
Keith, she brought up a great point. I mean, I know one of the things that we're really lacking is in the pro videos section, there's so much back there, it isn't really coherent, and we've actually been, of course, adding pro videos. We did have to remove a couple of plugins from the blog. It was really slowing the blog down. I don't know if you guys have noticed how much faster the blog has been over the past 3 or 4 days than it had been in the past, and so we're definitely going to be making it better in the pro section. We've added some pro bonus videos back there as well. But Tony, I really appreciate that input, and we're going to take it seriously, and we're going to put some, more of a step-by-step process into that, for sure.
Okay, excellent.
Great. Okay, so let's Patricia, why don't we
Patricia, you have to unmute your mic. I muted it again because there was your speakers were turned up, and I was echoing with Keith. So if you'll just hover over your picture, you already did it. So, hey girl, what's up?
Hello. My name is Patricia Reynolds, and I'm a former educator. I taught English, grammar, literature for over 20 years, and my greatest challenge, I think, with 2 a.m. traffic is getting my blogs out there. I think I have about 3, maybe 4 of them that are just sitting in the hopper where I haven't even published them because I have to proofread, and that is the greatest challenge that I have with 2 a.m. traffic. I love the platform. I was with Empower Network initially, left that because I don't think I got the training that I necessarily needed. I was also with Level 1, and that one didn't prove to be the platform that I wanted. But I really, really applaud you guys because you take the time to explain how we can actually maximize things with our blogging platform. Even if I'm not there at 8 o'clock when you all have your actual live presentation, I'm always going back to the replay to listen again and again so that I can try to find what I need, what I really, really need to make my blogs more effective and to rank on, in the search engines, I guess.
Perfect. What would you consider your primary business right now?
Well, I have been in network marketing for any number of years, and I have probably found myself guilty of the little shiny ball.
Okay.
Shiny ball syndrome that I think Vicki did a great job of blogging about, where you see something and then you gravitate towards it, and then you find out it's not the one that you really want to become involved in. But right now I'm promoting a hair company, and I'm doing well with it, enjoying it, and I write about it. But what I have done is shifted my gears based on what you guys have said. Rather than to keep blogging about my company, you all have suggested that we write about, stumble upon things that we stumble upon, YouTube videos that are trending, that kind of thing. And unfortunately for me, I'm still at that same point where I know I need to be putting my blogs out there, but I'm spending my time trying to make sure, as an English teacher, that it's flowing properly and that my spelling is accurate. And that's just the challenge, for me.
Just hit the publish button, Patricia. It'll be okay.
Well, we've seen some of your content, Patricia. I think it's great, So, Chris, you make a good point. Sometimes we kind of get like we get stunned, we think we got so much going on, we're overwhelmed, we're proofreading articles, we're talking to people on the phone. But sometimes, it is good to just go ahead and publish it and then go back and edit it later, or just get some constructive feedback from people in the comment section there. Patricia, would you have any tips? I know you've been doing this for a while and you're still trying to get better, but would you have any tips for some of the new people that are on the webinar here tonight as far as the blog goes?
Well, Keith, may I say something?
Yeah.
I have been taking a look using the incognito method of seeing how my blogs are ranking. And I have to tell you, the one I wrote 4 blogs, I think, about that one company. And I think I asked Chris and I asked you all where my other 3 blogs are. Where are they? Mm-hmm. And I think Chris said something like they're out there dancing. I guess dancing. I don't know who they're dancing with, but I need to tell you that my blog, one of my blogs is on page 2 of Google. Page 2, page 2. And the only thing that is above it are those YouTube videos and the company's website. And I'm just trying to figure out, golly, I guess I'm doing pretty well with this, because they're getting where they need to be. Now, I did the same thing with Empower Network and got nowhere. So I applaud whatever it is you all have going on. It's really, for me, it's working. I'll just say that.
Well, thank you very much. And Chris, correct me if I'm wrong on this, man, but this might help you, Patricia. I think Chris shared this idea with me, but when you are you using categories on your blog?
Yes, I might have too many.
Okay, well,
never have too many.
Oh, okay.
Well, here's my thought. If you categorize all the content that you write about your one particular company, each time you add a post, you can actually do what they call as a deep link, and you can link from one of your posts to another one of your posts that's relevant to that particular topic. You can also categorize all those posts underneath the same category. So eventually what will happen is the more content you add, and you don't want to go overboard and always have every time you post your article, write something about your business, but in between your posts about whatever it is you did yesterday, or went out with a friend, or a vacation you did, you want to add some of that content in between some of the normal stuff so that you can start to build up more relevance in that particular category. Now, Chris, wouldn't that help her maybe to move her from page 2 to maybe page 1 by doing that?
No doubt. Yeah, if you are linking from your blog to your blog inside of the content, inside of those individual posts, and those posts are related with similar but different titles, you're increasing the relevancy of that post by tenfold. So everything needs to link back and forth to each other, and what that means is sometimes you have to go into an old post, hit the edit button on that old post, and go inside of there and link from that post to another post and vice versa. And don't overdo it. You don't want to have 14 different links in one blog post. But I would say, at maximum 2 or 3 links going to other posts that are related will definitely help your SEO. And, Patricia, Google is an algorithm. And, being a teacher, you probably have some understanding of what an algorithm is. But basically, It's there is no real pattern to it that makes sense in the physical universe. You know, it's basically a quantum calculation that you know, the search engines decide based on a whole lot of variables whether or not to list your post or not. Some posts get listed, other posts don't get listed, and there are ways to do SEO, but there are no guarantees when it comes to SEO, even if you do everything right, that your blog posts are going to get listed in the search engine. So the key is to do as much content as you can and really get that content out there in the public eye, and some of that content will get listed in Google.
You know what? I'm thankful for that, because I actually forgot. I forgot to do that. I forgot to put that link in there to link my post together, and I appreciate that. And perhaps what this forum has done for us right now is to suggest that maybe we need to get together every week, every 2 weeks as a group, and kind of bounce ideas off of one another, because I mean, something that I forgot months and months ago, you have brought back to my memory. You know, I forgot all about the need to do that post.
I'm here.
Does that make sense?
One more thing, Patricia. Make sure that you use the keywords.
Yeah.
Make sure you link keywords in your content. Don't just like put a link in there of anything. Make sure it's the keywords that you're trying to actually list for. Use that as your anchor text that you link to the other posts with. And we're definitely, guys, going to get together with you guys more often. We can't get together with all of our pro members and all of our elite members at the same time. It would be, you know, impossible. I don't think the Hangout would do that. But we're definitely going to provide forums and stuff like this more often for you guys, and get together more often as well. And you know, Keith and I are going to start some different things in the very near future that are going to really help us be able to help you guys a lot more as well. Anyway, be sure you link the keywords.
Yeah, that's a great point. And one more thing I want to add, and then I want to go back to you, Vicki. We have, you know, I think Google is going to look at your blog, Patricia, as an authority in one particular subject or niche. If you have, you know, let's say you have different kind of content on your blog. If you actually have one particular subject that you have the most content about and it's categorized the right way, then what we're hoping for, and Chris, you made a good point, we don't know for sure because Google algorithms are constantly changing, but we're thinking that it makes sense that if all that content is categorized, you will start to become an authority in that particular subject, in that particular niche. And you don't want to just keep writing the same, you know, sales letter over and over again, but you want to deliver good content about that company, ideas that are creative, and eventually Google will start to put more emphasis on those posts, and you might have 7 or 8 or 9 that just don't go anywhere, and that one post that just goes to the top and sits there. And if you guys have been blogging for a while, those of you that have, you know that. Chris, you know how it feels. I've seen it happen before. Just, you know, I've written 500, 600, 700 blog posts and just had one blog post make it to the top, the very top, for one keyword that was doing us like $20,000, $30,000 a month in sales volume, and it was like a dream. I mean, I had to.
Talk about that real quick, man, because you know, one blog post that Keith did made Keith thousands of dollars a month in residual income off of literally one post on one blog.
Literally one post.
Yeah.
I mean, literally one post on my blog was ranked #1 in Google, Yahoo, and Bing. We were doing over $20,000 a month in sales volume. I want to say at the end of the year, come tax time, I had, you know, somewhere in the range of about $30,000 that had, you know, that we had generated from this one blog post. And I used to listen to Mike Dillard. I don't know if you guys, he's kind of old now if you're just getting into the industry, but when I first got started, this guy was like, I mean, he was like the be-all, end-all in internet marketing. And he used to talk about writing posts or one article and have that article be worth $100,000. And I said to myself, you know, I just, at that point, I was so new into my career, I just couldn't, you know, grasp that idea that one simple article could make you $100,000. And then, you know, I had an article that made me around $30,000, and I thought to myself, you know, I'm not far off from what Mike was talking about. So, you know, of course, Google changed the algorithms, and we don't stay on top forever. That's just how it is. But it was a nice ride for about 7, 8, 9 months there. I had just, you know, phone was ringing off the hook. People were coming in. They were signing up left and right. it was great, you know, and because I took the time to write, you know, 400 or 500 different articles, some of them did well, but it was that one that just really excelled. So when people come to me and they ask and they say, Keith, you know, I've done 10 or I've done 15, I'm not really getting anywhere. It's not that we don't have sympathy for you guys. It's just that we also, on the flip side, understand what it takes to write 300 or 400 or 500. And we're not saying that you have to write 500 to get ranked, but I'm saying I'm that type of person that will keep doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it until it gets done. Now, if it would have
I can make you guys a guarantee. If you write 10 articles about a particular keyword phrase, now don't title them all the same, use variations of that title, but if you're using a longer tail keyword phrase, I can pretty much guarantee you that at least one out of those 10 articles are going to list for that keyword variation.
Yep.
The way it works.
And you just keep doing it. I mean, if I would have hit 20 articles in, if that article would have made it to the top, then I might have thought, okay, well, it only takes 20 articles to get to the top. But in my instance, I wrote definitely over a couple of hundred articles at that point. So, so you know, the moral of the story is to just keep writing. But Vicky, I want to ask you. I see
Was it all about that same subject, though, Keith? I mean, before that article generated you that kind of money, did you write all those articles about that?
No,
or in all?
What it was one particular product that I was marketing, but the company that I was selling for had over 500 different products. So what I did was I wrote about different products, and then I actually did what Chris, you and I talk about, is I turned around the label and I started doing, you know, research on the ingredients that were inside the product, and I actually started doing write-ups on special ingredients, certain ingredients inside these products. So I did have some that were like direct sales letters that were just meant to sell people and, you know, get them into the product. Then I had others that were like educational. I even did a journal with, you know, on, and I did each week, you know, how I was eating, how I was feeling, because it was basically like a lifestyle change, you know. So those of you that are involved in health and nutrition, you kind of understand that. But so I had like journal entries, I had educational content, I had sales letter content, I had a mixture of just about everything. But really, most of the articles were based around health and nutrition and that particular product. So, but we know Google has changed since then too. So things, you know, things change, and not too much. You know, we still want to focus on good content.
It's actually easier now if you are integrating. If you're sharing your content, guys, on all the social networks and bookmarking sites we have plugged in for you, if you're actually sharing it, you're going to do well in the search engines. I mean, it's I know it's kind of a pain in the butt to go through and share to all those sites, but it literally only takes maybe 5 minutes to go through all of them once you're signed up for all of them. And that's the key to relevance now, more than SEO keywords and all this other stuff, keyword density. The key now is social integration into the content that you're putting out there on the web. That's what's going to drive your content up nowadays.
Definitely. Vicky, I see you're on mute there. Do you want to unmute? And I'm going to go ahead and ask you a question. I feel like right now, I know Patricia, you've been around with 2AM for a while. Vicky, you have Keith Jones. Between the three of you, though, I feel like you guys definitely have some, you know, some stuff that you can share with the others. So, Vicky, is there any tip? And we don't need like a, you know, hands-on tip. I mean, I'm just asking you, is there anything that you can share with everybody on the webinar tonight, even if it's a generalized statement about, you know, network marketing and what it takes to be successful? Is there any tip, though, that you could kind of share with us?
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. What has helped me the most is leading with helping, and I think that's what you guys do too. I mean, we don't even see how you guys are making any money. You know, it just seems like, you know, your heart's desire is to help us.
Okay.
And I think that came from, you know, because I came from Free and Powerful. Yeah, Free and Powerful, you know, right for you, Keith. And I think that was the sense of the community there. And so that's what I have carried on with me, is just leading with helping my team members be successful. And then on the back end, you know, it pays off for me. So that's just been my key right there.
Okay. So basically leading by example and helping and putting other people first. Yes. I mean, what I kind of figured out too, Vicky, is that whenever I need to, like when I was in sales and I used to sell furniture, I worked on commission. Now I did get like a draw, which was a certain amount of money I would make every week, and then if I went above that draw, I would earn a commission. If I went below that draw, next week I had to earn double the commission or whatever just to get myself out of the hole. So it was a stressful job, and I found myself, you know, when I knew like rent was due or car payment was due, I was like super salesman of the year. I did whatever it took. I got out there and I started really trying almost too hard. And I realized that the sales didn't come to me when I tried so hard. You know, if I was trying too hard and I was really just focused on making the money and making that payment, things just didn't work for me. You know, and I started reading some books by Tom Hopkins and a couple other guys. And actually, I sat down. At the time, I worked with like 8 other women. I think I was the only male furniture salesman at that point. Later on, you know, another guy did join our team. But I sat down with these ladies, and they just gave me some really cool insight. And they were like, Keith, you know, just focus on the needs of the customer. You know, because they can. It's almost like they can smell it on you when they know you need the sale and you need the money, and they can kind of pick up on it and sense it, and they're like, this guy's just trying to sell me something, you know. But if you go into the sale with the customer's needs, you know, before your own, and you really think, okay, there's something I can do to help this person, what can I do? It's more of a relaxed atmosphere. I feel like the customer can sense that, and they think, you know, this person really is interested in my benefit here, you know. That's when the money comes. I think that's applicable over here in the network marketing industry, because people they can catch on to that stuff fast. I mean, on the phone, they just know, Chris, you know, you're an excellent reader of people. You're not the only one on this webinar that's probably really good at reading people. So that's just what we're good at, you know, and people figure that out. So good point, Vicki. I appreciate that. And Vicki, what you can do to help us out is just, you know, I know you're really busy, and I mean, congratulations on all that success that you're having with Feeder. But if you can just look through the back office and just in the next day or two, just shoot me a message and tell me what you think we could do to improve a little bit, you know, even if it's just a little something, or something that you would like to see back there, maybe a particular training or just whatever you can come up with. And just, you know, we're gathering ideas, and it's not that we're going to take every idea and go and implement it right away, but we're going to try to gather as many ideas. And we have a couple more groups we're going to be meeting with after you guys here. And then from there, oh, and feel free, by the way, guys, to connect with each other, of course, on Facebook, or after this session here, you know, you guys can go at each other. And Patricia said we should stay connected. Chris, you agreed.
You guys can always hit us up, too. Keith and I are always available, and if we're not available, we'll definitely get back to you. You know, your success really is important to us, so definitely hit us up if you need anything.
Okay, can I say something here?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you where I get confused. I get confused about where I'm supposed to be, where I'm supposed to go. You know, the group, the fan page, or that other place. You know, there's 3 places, and I'm confused about those 3 places now.
All of them.
Okay.
Well, our group hasn't really been updated like it should have, and you know, 2AM Share is something we kind of put on the back burner too, with all of the stuff we've been doing behind the scenes. So we really want you guys to go to all of those sites and share content. The fan page is what we base our contest off of, Vicki. I mean, that's something that we of course want to grow, but all of those places are places that you can share your blog content, and the more places you share your blog content, the better you're going to be. You know, the better off you're going to be for it.
Okay, see, that's what I didn't know, because I wasn't sure what I was supposed to do on the fan page, if I'm, you know, supposed to read what you guys are putting on the fan page and then comment on that. And I know when we first started out, every time we did a blog, we would post the link to that in the group. And
right.
then
put your content, put your blog content, anything you put on 2AM Traffic blog, share that on the fan page, and then what we want you to do is we want you to share that content on your own timeline.
Oh,
so
yeah,
once you post it on the fan page, then share the content, and then it'll go to your timeline, which will provide you with that much more exposure. Or share any content on your timeline.
And Chris, I think we have it set where members can post on our fan page, right? We have it set that way.
If you can't post in there, just post in one of the comments.
Right, no, they can, but what I'm saying is, Vicki, like, obviously having, you know, the success that you've experienced, we'd appreciate it if from time to time you did kind of chime in on the fan page, not just only with your own blog article, but maybe something, a tip that helped you, or just something that's relevant, you know, to 2AM Traffic. That would be great, you know, because you're a leader, and we appreciate your leadership, so it's not like we're going to get upset.
How many members have you sponsored? You have, like, I think 400 referrals or more than that?
Where?
In your total referrals, like free referrals and to 2AM Traffic. You've got a lot.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's a bunch. I think it's over 400, isn't it, Keith?
I'm not sure, to be honest. I don't know if I looked recently, but I know you do have a lot, definitely.
Yeah.
I know Keith Jones has quite a bit too, and I know a couple other people that are on this webinar here tonight that are up there in the hundreds too. But anyway, that we'd appreciate that, Vicky, if you could just from time to time, you know. And then of course that gives you exposure on our fan page to all of our fans as well. So of course we ask, you know, don't post any links. You can post 2 a.m. blog links, but just you know, it gets you out in front of the people and lets them know who you are. So thank you for your input on that, Vicky. I'm going to jump back to Keith, and then we're going to get ready to close this thing out. But Keith, you know, being the leader that you are and having, you know, the referrals that you have and the ideas that you've come up with, I mean, I got to say I really respect you and appreciate you as a leader. You know, you've given us a really good tip that we can all use here, and I think that's great. But let's hear from you. What do you think 2 a.m. traffic? First of all, is there something that you would like to see, you know, either on the blog or inside the back office that we don't quite yet have? And or is there something that you feel is confusing or something that we could make better in the back office?
Well, as far as what I think needs to go in it, I can get back to you on that. I'm going to have to really think about that one. But just listening, I agree with the step-by-step process. Because I know that a lot of times, you know, you guys have the webinars and I'm at work and I can't get to them. Then I go looking for those videos and I can't seem to find them, and I just start clicking and clicking and clicking, and I'm like, where's that video that Curtis mentioned, you know, about MailChimp or, you know, whatever, and I have not been able to find them. So I just think step by step in how to really navigate through that, because I'm like everyone else. I've been in all the other so-called great blogging platforms, and I just think that out above the rest. You know, and just keep doing what you're doing. And I like the fact that you offer those discounts to try to encourage members to join if they can't afford the $29.95. But hey, come in at this level here, and then they can, you know, upgrade further. I have a couple of people who joined me who really appreciated that. You know, a couple of other things that I'm just going to talk about what I like, because I'm like Vicky. I think that you guys are doing a great job, and I like everything that's going on. That's one of the reasons I stuck with it, because I've canceled many blogs systems so fast because of the monthly cost. But you guys are doing a great job, and I say a lot of times, you know, I sacrifice just to keep it going. And linking, you know, doing the links into your post is a great idea, because Keith, when I first joined you guys, you mentioned that, and I started doing that, and I started watching where I was ending up ranking in Google's, and you know, I always use your 2 a.m. traffic in my blog. I always make sure I tick that one, and if you notice when you do 2 a.m. traffic, I'm number 2 right behind you guys.
Yeah.
You know. And the keywords that I kind of stay with have been ones that I've used for years. My username is always Profit Easy. So whatever I do, I include that in there. So if you click on Profit Easy, you're going to see me up there, number 2, 3, 9, all the time. You know, and like what I did with You Get Paid Fast, I focused on that. And I'm still sticking at number 9 for what? Probably about 8 months. You know, so, you know, just use the keywords in what it is that you're doing. You know, like, you know, if it's feeder matrix, always try to stick that keyword in your title if you want to dominate in that particular category. And that's what I do a lot. And I'm climbing the ladder with and thanks to you, because that's the keyword. But I always use a review, a scam, or, you know, just words like that, and they seem to rank higher. Or you know, how to do, you know, those are good keywords that I use a lot. And that comes from you guys, you know, looking at the back office, doing the keyword search, and, you know, just getting back to as many videos. So I say keep up the good work. If there was one thing I could say, I know that, you know, in any business we look to improve, but I kind of felt that moving through to the various new levels for me at the price point for a lot of people was coming too fast. And I have a lot of people saying, "Hey, I would like to join, but wow, that elite, that's too much for me," or etc. In the pro level payment seems to suit everybody pretty much comfortably right now where they're at, because a lot of folks that are coming to that, they're not making any money. And then looking at the state of the economy and looking at their finances, some folks just can't sacrifice that kind of money right now. So I've had a number of people who joined me mention that. And I applaud you for going there, but you know, that's one of the reasons why I kind of jumped out of Empower Network, because of those levels. You know, everybody's pushing you to climb those high levels.
I got you.
We don't want you to
sharing,
feel pushed though, Keith, at all. I mean, we give you everything in the pro membership to really accomplish what you need to on the internet. And those higher levels are just like the Diamond Elite. It's not going to appeal to everybody, and it's not for everybody. Really what we want you to do is we want you to use the pro level to get you up to a point where you've made the money to be able to do the 297 so you can go to the next level. But we don't want anybody to take money out of their pocket, or we're not going to tell you you're not part of the team or anything like that if you don't go. And I just want you guys to know that, because we do have some more levels coming. The Diamond Elite is actually going to be the same cost as the Elite membership, and it's going to add a whole bunch more capabilities. I saw that Tony got off, so we'll talk about that another time. We're kind of running short on time, but don't feel like you're pressured into it, Keith, please, because we're not trying to do that.
I don't feel pressured. I'm just saying that's what some members that I have been in touch with have felt. You know, oh wow. You know, I don't feel pressured, because I said I'm gonna get in where I fit in. No matter what I do, I get it, fit in. If my finances say I can do it, I will do it. If I can't, I won't. And the last thing I wanted to kind of share is I heard you talking a lot about. Chris, you talk about it a lot, is sharing on the social networks. Guys, that is so powerful. I don't care if you have to join 30 of them and set those backups up, put in your profile, get your links in there. You need to do it, because that's another place that I'm generating tons of traffic, tons of leads. It's just incredible. So if you can, just get them. I'm in probably about 32 or 42 different social networks, and they work. And that 2 a.m. traffic link is in all of them. And you know, so just do that and send backlinks to your pages. Every time I do a blog or you do a blog, send backlinks to it, folks. Find those backlink generators and just put the 2 a.m. traffic link in there. Because, see, 2 a.m. traffic, if you don't realize it, it has a high ranking in Google. So I don't put like a primary business link. I'll create a blog, and I will blog that 2 a.m. traffic link like crazy. If I make a change, like I heard, I think Keith talk about it, I heard it a minute ago, you know, if I make a change to a blog, I go back, I re-backlink that blog because you made a new change to it. You know, so that's how I'm doing it, getting the traffic. But guys, I will let you know any ideas that I come up with. I'm going to kind of go through that back office, and I'll let you know.
Sounds good, Keith. Thank you so much. We appreciate you, man. And Rhonda, you just joined us kind of late, but thanks for being here. How are you doing today? Oh, you're muted now.
I'm muted. Can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can.
Okay, I'm doing great. I'm sorry I was in a meeting, but just want to let you all know that I love 2 a.m. traffic and I'm late, but if I can get a chance, I would really like to know how I can just really run with just introducing 2 a.m. traffic to people out there. I think it's a really good niche. I like the leadership. I believe it's a really good blessing for me, and I do plan on upgrading. I like how you're doing that, and so I just want to let you know that one of my main goals is to learn how to get 2 a.m. traffic out to other people. I would like to lead with that, even though I know other people use it to, you know, promote other things. But as I was thinking about it and looking at some of the stuff I've been blogging about, I really want to do a paradigm shift and lead with 2 a.m. traffic. So thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem. We're getting ready to wrap it up here soon. But first of all, you got an awesome webcam wherever you are. It's like really like crystal clear. Um, yeah, so I think what Keith Jones was just saying makes a lot of sense, and Chris was saying it, so we're kind of like piggybacking off each other. But once you write a blog post on 2AM Traffic, you want to share that across as many social networks as you can. So I don't know, are you plugged into those social networks? Are you clicking on those share buttons down there?
No, I probably need to do that.
Well, the reason that you want to do it, Chris kind of brought this to my attention, but in the back office, you can actually choose which ones you want to show on the bottom of your post. So you probably want to use all of them over there. I mean, I use like 10 or 11 on mine, and I think you said you're like part of 40 or something, 42. So first, it seems like a lot. Okay. But what you do is you sign up for each individual one, and I link them with my Facebook. So this way, whenever I'm logged into Facebook, I don't have to log into each individual one. It just recognizes me because I'm in Facebook. So that's a little blessing right there. Then I write the article, and I go and I click on that share button, and I share it across Reddit, Dig, StumbleUpon, Facebook, Twitter. You also want to share that information on our fan page. You want to share your blog link on our fan page. You want to share it in our group. That's going to get exposure to all the people that are on 2AM. They're going to see that. You want to share it on your own timeline. So once you share it, like Chris just said this, but I think you came in afterwards. Once you share it on our fan page, you can then share that and put it right on your own timeline. So now you're sharing the content that you put from 2AM Traffic on your own timeline so other people can see it. This can get a lot of people to view your content. If you're writing about funny, creative, interesting, newsworthy kind of content, it's going to be more likely to get shared. And I think you know that from hanging around some of the trainings before and listening to some of that stuff. That doesn't mean that you can't start getting involved in some of the niche markets. Now, 2AM Traffic is a blogging system. Chris, you did a write-up on earning, what was it? Earning a full-time income blogging or something like that, didn't you, that you're ranked for? Do you remember that one?
Yeah, it was something like that. Those are the keywords you want to go for, though, if you're going after 2AM Traffic.
Right. You want to start talking about making money with a blog, how to blog the right way, how to make $500 a month blogging in your spare time. Those are things that are really going to attract people. And then, of course, the way the blog is set up, we got the big banner that goes across the top. We got the banner on the side. Those all link out to your affiliate program. So when people come through the door that way, that's also equally as powerful. The safe list builders, traffic exchanges, they can be tedious, and it does take a lot of time. But if you're willing to get in there, you can use the free credits we have. If you've already used those free credits, did you get a chance to check out the training we did last night, Rhonda? On the
No, I need the from the Hangout. No, I'm going to view that tonight.
Yeah, because we did a solo ad hangout, and basically for like, what was the price? I think it was $37.
47, I think.
Okay, yeah, you're right. $47. You can get 15 solo ads, and those solo ads, you can do one solo ad every other day. That would basically get you about 1 month full of advertising. So if you did a solo ad every other day, 15, that would roughly get you 30 days worth of advertising for $47. If you think about it, you really only need to make 5 sales at the $20 level, and you broke even, with 2AM Traffic there. If people do upgrade later on, they're going to upgrade at the higher price, so you actually have to make less. So it's not unrealistic to think that you can't generate 5 sales or even a couple of sales, because this is something else I mentioned last night. But with 2AM, let's say you spend or invest 50 and you make back 20. Well, that $20 is, you're looking at it saying, well, I still spent 50, only made 20. That's a $30 negative. Well, next month when those members renew, you're getting 20 again from those members. See what I'm saying? So this is a company that can pay you residually. So don't look at the short side of it and say, well, I didn't make my money back initially. Most marketers don't make their money back. In fact, I think 99% of people that spend money on advertising are probably in a boat where they're not making that advertising money back right away. Doesn't mean it's not possible. It just means it happens over the long run. So maybe over the next 3 or 4 months, that might pan out where you start to make a little bit of money. But that's a great way to get. I mean, I get massive exposure, and I know.
Hey, Keith, I just want to tell a little story about residual income. One of the first network marketing opportunities that I really had success in, my first check was, I think, 37 cents. And it was in a matrix that paid like 10 cents on certain levels. And but my next check, I think, was $12. My next check after that, I think it went up to $30-something. And then all of a sudden, it was like $112. Well, by the time everything was said and done, after about 2.5, 3 years of working in this company, my residual income checks were over $7,000 a month.
Oh, wow.
So in the beginning, it doesn't, you're not going to make a whole lot of money on the front end, but if you keep building it and you keep building that residual up, and 2AM traffic isn't built to make that kind of money. You need to be involved in like a network marketing business or something like that. But making a couple of $100s a month in 2AM traffic, and at the elite level, making a couple of those big elite sales every month, which would pay you $150 on one time, that is definitely not unrealistic and definitely doable if you keep at it. If you keep doing
Okay.
it.
Thank you.
That's great. So in closing here, guys, first of all, let me say thanks. We really appreciate everybody taking time out of their busy schedule to be here with us tonight. Is there anything, I'm trying to figure out a way we can do this if we don't all say the same thing at once, but does anyone have anything they want to share before we close out here that's important that we need to hear? Because we are going to get together again. Patricia, you mentioned, this is nice and you'd like to get together with us maybe like even if it's once every 2 weeks. We do have another group that we're going to be doing a little hangout with probably next week at some point. But is there anything that we missed or that you'd like to hear or that you need to say before we actually close out here tonight? Why don't we just go around the room? Keith, anything that you want to share or add before we close?
No, I just said thank you guys for the great work and keep it up, and hello to everyone that's on this call.
Thank you, sir. Hey, Leroy, how about you, buddy? Is there anything that you want to add here before we close out?
I just have a question, how one would contact URIS.
Did you catch that, Chris? You're coming through kind of.
How would a person contact you or Chris?
Oh, how would they get in touch with
Facebook
us?
is the easiest, probably.
Yeah.
Facebook, or you can call our 1-800 number. We're the ones who get back to people. We're bootstrapping it here. Vicky was like, I don't know how you guys make any money. Well, we're not making a lot of money. So we don't answer the calls a lot of times, but we definitely will call you guys back when you do call us. And so you can call the 1-800 number and leave a message, and we'll definitely get back to you that way.
Yeah, and I like Facebook. I'm plugged into Facebook almost too much, I think. So if you want to send me a message on Facebook, Leroy, I was looking for you. I don't know if I found you. So if you want to add me, just go search my name, and I'm in New York. It says I'm from Queens. So if you go in there, look for me, Queens, New York, and just add me. I'd love to connect with you further. Patricia, you're on mute. Is there anything, though, that you want to add before we close out here?
No, I would just like to thank you guys for being so attentive to our needs. And I guess one thing that I would like to see is more video training. I'm very visual, and that's what I'd like to see more of. And I like Keith Jones, I believe. I plan on going in the back office and paying more attention to the layout and that, and I'd like to give you some feedback as well.
Perfect.
Awesome.
We would love to hear some. And I know we just were speaking with you, Rhonda, but is there anything that you want to add here before we close out?
No, I'm just glad to meet everyone and looking forward to staying part of the team.
Yeah, thank you for being here. Honestly, it's great to meet you. I know we spoke through support tickets, I believe, and now it's nice to finally see you in person. So thanks for being here. And Vicki, we'll end it with you. Is there anything that you want to add here before we close it out?
Okay. I don't have anything to add yet. I've been taking a lot of notes here, and I am going to spend this week and next week to get into that back office, get that elite blog all set up the way it should be. And once I really get knee deep in there, I'll have some things to share as far as, because Keith, I'll cry for help in a minute. So I'm going to get in there and get everything all set up the way it should be. And I just want to say to Patricia about, writing blogs and not publishing them. Like Chris said, just go ahead on and push the publish button. For me, and I don't know if this is the right way to blog, but I blog the way I talk, and then I just publish, and it works. So
true.
Writing.
That is true, Vicki. And we know you're an excellent.
Tony's last name by any chance?
Burgos.
Okay.
Yeah, and Vicki, we know you're an excellent note taker, by the way, because every time, which we haven't been on a webinar here for a long time, but every time we're together, I know I always see you taking notes, and definitely we all can take a page out of that one. We should all be taking notes. So, Chris, how about with you, man? Is there anything you want to add before we close out here?
Well, no, not really, Keith. I see that Tony left us, so we'll hold off on explaining the Diamond Elite until another day, because she's been bugging me about it on Facebook. We're not really ready to talk about it yet. We'll talk about it with you guys. So.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you guys. God bless each and every one of you. Seriously, thank you for your time. Definitely stay connected with us on Facebook, and I guess we will see you guys next Tuesday.
Right.
All right. Thank you.
Great
Thanks,
night.
guys.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night. Good night.